Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk to you about World vs. World in Guild Wars 2. Now this is a mode that I was requested to cover after making my PvP video. It's a mode that I was really excited to dig into. And honestly, it's a mode that I've had kind of split feelings on. I enjoyed it a lot my first dip into World vs. World. I wound up following a big group of people and we did a bunch of cool stuff. We assaulted a castle in the middle of the map, which is really hype. We took camps, we took towers, we tried to take keeps, just having a great time. Not a lot of communication in the chat, but just people going, hey, let's go, have a good time, you know, and then helping each other, supporting each other. And then my second dip into World vs. World, I had a much worse experience. The chat was all over the place, and I'm not showing you most of it because just how negative it is. I'm just showing you B-roll of some of my gameplay in World vs. World, but it was incredibly negative, and people just bashing each other in a way that I hadn't seen in Guild Wars 2 yet, which really surprised me. My interactions with World vs. World after that have been better. There's been a lot more, you know, hey, don't worry about this person that's talking really loudly in the chat and is mad about everything. Work together and we got this. Other people going, hey, you know, those people over there are a little negative, but we're doing okay here. We're having a good time here. And mostly just running around, getting camps, trying to unlock my War Claw, which I finally did, and I was so excited to have a mount. So let's talk about this mode itself. This mode is very different from regular PvP in Guild Wars 2. PvP in Guild Wars 2 levels you up to 80 and gives you access to all of your special abilities. It gives you access to everything that you would need to be able to play on a level playing field. And World vs. World doesn't do that. It levels you up to 80, but it does not give you full access to all your specs and all your options, which means that for my Renegade, that I didn't yet have enough hero points to be able to use all of the new Kala abilities, I just didn't have them. And had to get used to that. I had to learn how to play with that, which in a way made it a lot easier to learn how to play Renegade, because as I would play this, I would get Jade Seals that I could turn in to be able to get hero points given to me for free, just completely unlock hero points, which I chose to unlock the Heart of Thorns ones because those seem to be the hardest ones to get. But I really enjoyed learning the class this way, and Renegade felt really fun in World vs. World. It felt like I had a lot of good options for melee and for ranged. I could basically use my kit however I needed to be able to support what we were doing and take on fortifications. And I really like the way that World vs. World is, hey, you're strong, you can do stuff like in PvP, but you're not strong enough to take on all of this. You can't take on a castle by yourself. If there's even one defender, you're going to get caught. And I tried to play around a little bit with the mists and get in there, and found that, hey, even if I spend upwards of 10 minutes solo taking on this keep, I can't fight the boss of the keep by myself. You just physically cannot do it in a way that I think is really good, because it encourages that, hey, on your own, solo, you're going to struggle. You need to team up with people. You need to work together. Sure, solo, you can roam and you can make call-outs and you can scout, right? Or you can grab camps and you can snipe people and you can take out supplies, but you can't really just dominate this mode on your own. You need backup. You need to work together with people in a way that is both really satisfying when you have a group and kind of frustrating when you don't. But it really encourages you to look for people on the map, to look for tags on the map and follow them. It encourages you to try and find people that are working together so that you can work together with them, so that you can push forward and be able to claim things. Now, as much fun as I've had with World vs. World, the experience to get my War Claw, which took probably around 6 to 8 hours, somewhere in there, just of casual play of World vs. World, because I wasn't very good at it, and I didn't find a lot of tags that were super friendly for a couple of those matches. But over the course of that, there were some times where I was getting really bored. It was, hey, go to this camp that can't be taken yet and wait for it to be available so that you can take it, and then you take that camp, and then you run to the next one. Because these maps are really, really big, and it takes a long time to get across them on foot. And there would be times where, hey, there's call-outs for, hey, there's people here, there's problems here. I just can't get there in time. So when I see people in the chat going, you know, hey, why is nobody coming to help? I can go, I'm on the way, but by the time I get there, the keep's already been taken, you know? And that's a little frustrating. I think there could be some changes to the way World versus World works that allows people to get maybe temporary access to a mount for silver or even gold. Or I guess that would just benefit people that have a lot of coin. But just some way other than, hey, if somebody with a Warclaw runs past you and gives you the swiftness, some way other than that. Because when you are just playing solo and there's not a lot of people on the map, it can be really, really disheartening to run all the way to a camp just for right as you get there, somebody else has already taken it for a different color, and now you have to wait the 5 minutes again. And you don't leave, because if you leave, it's going to take you that long to get back again. Or it's really disheartening to get all the way across the map and it take like 4 or 5 minutes to get over there to try and take a camp in the distance, and right as you're almost there, you get jumped by a player from the enemy team, and you die because maybe you're not good enough to win yet, and then guess what? Now you gotta walk all the way back if you want that camp, which means you just don't go back to that camp, right? Now once you get the Warclaw, things change quite a bit. It becomes a lot more fun to get around. It's a lot easier to get around. You get your glider mastery, and then you're able to glide around as well in your territories. And I think that at that point, World versus World becomes much more fun, because then it changes from, well, I need to just stick close to the fight till I can get my Warclaw. I need to just try support where I can and grab camps where I can. Instead, it becomes, all right, now where do I want to go? I want to go all the way over here and take a sentry and then leave. I want to take that sentry out, have people run that way to try and figure out what's going on, and then just peace out. I want to go and secure our Dolyaks and make sure that we've got all the supplies that we need. I want to go just harry their supplies and make it where they don't have the supplies they need to repair their walls as we're attacking them, to rebuild their walls or repair their defenses. There's a lot of fun strategy in that once you get your Warclaw that I think you're just lacking, unfortunately, when you don't have it, because of how long it takes to get around everywhere. And now, granted, I played most of this on my Renegade and on my Bladesworn, and that meant that, of course, I was missing out on some of my swiftness, because I don't have those builds built around swiftness that I would have had if I'd been playing on my Hollowsmith. But I wanted to mess around with them with this ability to gain more hero points just by playing this mode, so that I could help learn them better. And I feel like it really paid off. I've taken my Renegade after this into PvP and had a great time with her, and I really enjoyed playing my Bladesworn in World versus World. There were a lot of situations of, hey, because I had my Aegis, because I had the ability to move when I was in Dragon Trigger, I was able to live in situations where I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. And for all my complaints of World versus World, of, hey, sometimes people are extremely harsh in there, hey, sometimes it takes a really long time to get across this map. When it's on point, when you're fighting to take a keep or to defend a keep, and you're desperately using your supplies to try and keep a wall up while other members of your tag are going around and taking out the cannons or ballista that are trying to destroy that wall, or trying to take the keep that has the trebuchet on it to be able to stop the destruction of that keep so that you can keep it. And it is intense. I had a very, very close situation where if I hadn't stopped to repair that wall, we would have lost that wall and they would have gotten in. And I had to drain all of the supplies out of that camp while another player was going and making sure Dolyaks made it so we had the supplies, and the rest of the team was going to take out that keep to be able to get the trebuchet off of it. And it's moments like that that I think make World versus World really special. I cannot get that experience in any other game in a way that is as cool and as varied as Guild Wars 2 gives it. And for, again, all my complaints, I think that World vs. World is an incredible game mode that I'm really excited to spend more time in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that World vs. World has to offer.